So I'm just in from a really long day, but I decided to do a quick little video just to show you some really great finds that I've gotten my little mitts on. And I really have to thank the YouTube community, because I'm going to admit I actually never bought drugstore makeup until I sort of started watching YouTube videos and seeing all the fantastic drugstore finds that people were sort of getting their hands on. And I tried one or two things, and then I was really sold, like the Maybelline Smooth Mousse, which is fantastic. Liners that I found that were really fantastic. The only thing I will say is that I don't own any eyeshadow palettes, and honestly, it's because I'm a package whore. And I can't stand that plastic, sort of that flimsy, clear plastic packaging that most drugstore eyeshadows are contained in. And honestly, it's probably my loss. It's just a real sort of like thing that I have. I really kind of visually like to have everything really appealing. So, but you know, lipsticks, lip glosses, eyeliners, that Maybelline foundation, which I honestly thought you couldn't find really good foundation drugstore-wise, but proven totally wrong. The Smooth Mousse is one of my favorites and beats out a lot of the high-end foundations that I've tried before and have owned in the past. So, okay, I'm already starting to ramble. Right, so, actually, you know what, I'm going to start off with something that isn't, you know, too great, but honestly, it's only because I didn't get the right flavor, because I just can't find it here at all. And in fact, on the website, maybe they've discontinued this flavor, but it's these little things. These, I don't know if it's EOS or EOS or whatever, and honestly, you know, I'm sure I'm going to get a gazillion comments saying, no, it's pronounced this way or that way, but you know which ones that I'm talking about, these little ball lip balms. And, shoot, I can't remember whose video I saw it. Anyways, I was really looking for the lemon drop flavor and a sort of nut one. I can't remember what nut it was, but it was really the lemon one, and I just could not find it anywhere. And honestly, in Canada, you just can't find it. I found it in one place, and it's a clothing store of all places. And but you can go onto the EOS website and just put in your area, your province, whatever, and it'll show you who carries what in your area. So that's a really great thing about their website. But you know, I think it's a pretty decent lip balm. Does it beat my Dr. Hauschka? No way, no how. But I think that if I had found that lemon flavor, I would have just been in love and just constantly, you know, like using it. And the great thing is that they're 100% natural and I believe organic, but all the ingredients are natural. So, you know, as you're licking your lips throughout the day, at least you're not ingesting anything harmful. So that was another sort of selling point. They're really inexpensive. They're probably $5 or $6 here. In the States, they're probably like $1 or $2. So yeah, it was a lemon one that I was looking for, but I think they discontinued it because I didn't even see it on their website. But so there you go. Okay, on to the really fantastic stuff. Now, a couple of videos back, I was mentioning the whole I can't find anything to last on my waterline, yada, and I put a little annotation of, uh-oh, is someone home? Sorry, guys. Those were just my fur babies just, you know, making a ruckus. Anyways, right, where the heck was I? Right, so I was doing the video with the waterline, and everyone was sort of coming up with great suggestions, and I put an annotation of all the things that I've tried, and of course I forgot them, the long list, because I've tried a lot of stuff. And, you know, everyone was saying the Avon Super Shock, and I've, you know, tried that now, and the Stila stuff. I've tried, you know, Stila Smudge Pots, the Kajal. I've even tried the Shanaz Hussein actual bullet that was going around YouTube for a while, last year or 2 years ago or something. That didn't work. I tried all the ones that I've listed, a huge list, plus the Guerlain Kohl, the Loose Kohl, the whatchamacallit. Anyways, none of them worked. And somebody had mentioned, and I'm so sorry that I can't remember your username, but they had actually mentioned to me the Physicians Formula trio liners, and I've never heard of well, of course I've heard of Physicians Formula, but I'd never really heard any buzz about these liners, and they were, you know, so easy to pick up, really sort of cheap and cheerful, and they're actually really good liners. Do they last on my waterline all day long? No. And quite frankly, I don't think any product is going to do that for me. Because I noticed it's right in the corners. I can find ones that last here, like not all of them, but there's a handful, like 3 or 4 that will actually last half of my waterline, but once you get into the corners, like nothing stays, because I've got really watery eyes, and I'm a contact wearer, yada, yada, yada. So, I tried these, and I think these are really good liners. They last longer than most. You get 3 of them, and they're made for, I've got the ones for brown eyes, but they do ones for blue eyes, hazel eyes, and it's a trio. So my particular brown-eyed one comes with brown, purple, and black, and they're sort of supposed to be sort of shimmer liners. I don't really see a lot of the shimmer, which I'm kind of glad, because I don't really want glitter and shimmer in my eyeliner. And they're these kinds of just like that, and they come with a little sharpener at the end. And I think they were probably about $9 here, probably much less in the States. But what I liked about them, like I've sort of noticed with a couple of these sort of long-wearing waterproof liners, is that they actually wear pretty well, but they really melt right into your lash line. So even though they don't last on the waterline, you're not getting this huge raccoon and all of this hot mess all the way down here. It really does sort of just go from the waterline and sort of eases its way into the lash line. So at least it still looks nice throughout the entire day, and you're not constantly having to Q-tip it off. So I think that's a really, really great deal for, you know, 3 liners for $9 that last a pretty decent time, and sort of, like I said, wear away nicely. So the next one is, here we go, Maybelline. It's a gel liner, and of course, as you know, I don't tend to wear gel liners, but I saw this on Lisa Eldridge's video when she was doing her sort of drugstore picks, and she really mentioned that the brush was actually really good. And so I kind of got it for the brush, because it was only like $6 or $7, and so you kind of got this as sort of a bonus in my mind. But this is actually a really, really nice product, and I think the reason why I like it is because I didn't get it in black. I got it in Eggplant, so I don't know if you can see the color there, but it's really beautiful. It's a really beautiful, you know, aubergine, purpley sort of liner, and they do have a bit of shimmer in it, but it's a drier formulation, and I just thought that it really looked beautiful on the eye, and it's not super, super harsh, because as I mentioned before, I don't like to wear liquid or gel liners anymore at this age, just because it's just a bit too harsh for my eyes. But I think for $6 or $7, that is such a great deal, and this brush is just perfect to just pop into your bag when you need, you know, if you're wearing liner that needs to sort of be touched up throughout the day. I thought that was really, really fantastic. Now I will say, when I first put it on, it was a little bit crumbly, you know, drawing the line, but I think it was just that top layer of the product, because once I used it a few times, I didn't necessarily get that, but it is a drier formulation, so just FYI on that. Okay, next one is the Rimmel Match Perfect, and I heard about this from the lovely Gina Winabina, and when she showed it in one of her videos, now she did mention that the States does not have this yet. I guess someone had sent it to her, but she did contact them, and they said that they are launching this particular product line for Rimmel in June or July, something to that effect. I'll put her link below, and you can check out her video. So this is one of these 2-in-1 concealing highlighting things, and I just found that you know, I don't tend to use a lot of these. I used to have Touche Éclat, and I just, oh gosh, I can't stand that product. I think it's a marketing blitz, because, ugh, it's one of the worst products that I've ever tried. Now, for those of you who love it, I'm so glad that you love it. So, you know, this is just for me, who really, really, really didn't like it. And I've tried the Christian Dior highlight pen thing. So those really are the only 2 things. And when I first got this, I got it in Classic Beige, and I didn't like it at all, and I was thinking, well, this is sort of weird, because Gina really picks out great products, and I usually agree with all her choices. So I was like, well, you know what? Perhaps it's just too close to my skin tone, so it doesn't really do the highlighting thing, and that's exactly what it was, because I ran out, because she did a more of an in-depth review, and then I was like, damn it, I have to make this work, because she makes it sound so good. So I went out and exchanged it for the lighter shade in Ivory, and they only come in 3 shades. So I've tried Ivory and Classic Beige, and then there's one a bit darker. And I just really, even though I found the Classic Beige didn't really work for me because it was too close to my skin tone and it was a bit too sheer to cover up anything there, and it wasn't highlighting enough. I really did like this little brush. It's just sort of a squeeze tube. Really, really easy. I'm all about ease, you know, especially at this age. It's just, I can't really be bothered to put in all the work. So this actually in Ivory works really, really well. You know, I use a corrector first, and then I'll just put that here, you know, just around here, around there, just little places where you need highlight. So that's really good. And lastly, I've seen these products at the drugstore, but I didn't even think of picking it up. And then I saw Gail, Oogle Makeup, who I love, and she showed it in one of her videos. I guess someone had sent it to her, and she just loved them. And I thought, wow, you know what? I should really, really check them out. And they're the CoverGirl lippies. And I got 2 originally, and I love them so much, I ran back and got a 3rd. They are really creamy. They're really moisturizing. I think they beat a lot of high-end lipsticks. Now, mind you, I'm not a super huge expert on lippies. I'm just slowly getting into them. I've been using gloss for the last decade or so. But these really, I've got, I think they beat out certain Chanel lipsticks. I definitely prefer them over the Rouge Volupté, the YSL. I found those are almost too smooth and creamy, that they actually streak your lips. So I wasn't really a big fan of those. But this is a color I'm wearing right now. It's number 260, and it's Heavenly. And, well, it's heavenly. I have to say, this is my favorite color. I'm wearing this all the frickin' time these days. And as you can see, I don't tend to wear these sort of brighter shades, but oh my gosh, that is so gorgeous. I've got this one in 280, and it is Rapture. So it's sort of a peachy. Now this one is a little bit frosty, and I'm not big on frost, but I found they're so, I wouldn't say they're long wearing in terms of you can eat and do whatever you want and they'll still be there, like those super dry stains almost. This is definitely a creamy moisturizing lipstick, but they have a lot of pigment to it, and they really, the way that I like to wear Rapture is I'll put it on full on, and then I'll blot and wipe almost all of it away, and there's enough pigment that it really kind of stains my lip into this beautiful shade, but without the frost. You know, some days you're in the mood for the frost, most days I'm not. So that's just such a gorgeous shade. And lastly, it's number 255, Delish Regal, and this is what Gail was showing in her video. I'll put the link in the below bar as well. And it's, oops, it's just a really nice nude. And that's that right up, up there. And I just can't say enough good things about these lipsticks. I really, you know, the packaging, the bullet is really, really nice. And they're really phenomenal. They don't really have too much of a fragrance at all. I know that some people with my Rimmel that I love, the new Delight, they were like, oh God, I can't stand the taste or the smell. And it's just to each their own, because I sort of feel that way about the NYX lippies. Even though the shades are great, I just cannot handle the smell and the taste of them. So these are really, really good, and they're beautiful shades. I think they're about somewhere between $8 and $10, which honestly for that price, for this kind of quality, is really, really a great deal. So anyways, I hope you found that helpful, and I will talk to you soon.